Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is quite interesting at the moment as we at least get some movement into the market and we see the price finally work on completing this correction ideally. The market is trending down at the moment still. We had a small recovery yesterday from the $60,140 level, which was the 100% extension level of wave W or wave A, I mean of the first leg down. I mentioned that level already a while ago and shouldn't be surprised that we had at least a reaction to that level. How do we calculate that? Well, again, it's this wave W or wave A. The wave counts are very similar. Then we had this B wave, obviously, but we take the length of this decline and then added it to the top of the B wave or X wave to calculate the length of the decline. And the 100% extension level is a common target for such a correction. Can go lower. The 1.236 extension is next and the 1.38, but this is one of the key targets. It's not super reliable, but typically we at least see a bounce, and that's what happened this time again. Then we need to see, do we see an impulsive reversal or not? From a wave count point of view, in the yellow scenario, which is an ABC structure, the count is technically now complete. That doesn't mean, however, we have to turn around, but it means it's a different attitude I have now towards this chart and this correction, because so far it was that I wasn't happy with the structure of the bottoming structure, right, and the structure of the decline. We hadn't seen really a nice, let's say, C wave down or Y wave down. The price didn't make a new low compared to the previous one. Well, that happened now. So since yesterday, I've been telling you that the low could now be in. This is different to before, where I was very skeptical. If we now see a break above resistances, I will track upside structure. Okay, that's different to before, where I was very skeptical that a low could already be in. And that's just different because now we've had a nice dip into the target zone, even though it could still form another low or even two. Okay, I mean, if we look at this structure here, the Y wave isn't completed yet. So if we follow the white count, definitely allows for one or two more lows. And even in the yellow count, that last wave down, which would be a wave 5, could go a little lower. So we take a look at that in this video. So first of all, we've got these two counts, WXY and ABC. They both allow for forming a low in this region. If a low forms now, it was yellow. If a low forms after one or two more lows, it will be white. But my view is that we should be very close to forming a low now. And as I said, the narrative has changed now from, oh, I'm not happy with the bottoming structure to, okay, I'm happy now. At least the minimum requirements from a wave structure point of view are completed. And now for me, it's not so much about, okay, is it yellow or is it white? It's more about watching resistance now. Because if we see a break above resistance, then we have first evidence and we can say that a low has formed. And that first resistance area, you are already aware about it. We talked about it in yesterday's video. It's between 61,330 and 62,260. A break above it could also let it break above the descending trend line here. And then we have the next resistance area to overcome as well, between 63,310 and 65,428. But if the first one is broken and we break above the trend line, I think we have already first indications that a low has formed. Now looking at the detailed wave structure, in the white count, the move down that started here on the 8th of April is a Y wave, A, B, C. And the C wave would be a 1, 2, wave 3 still unfolding, then a 4, 5. So could still get one or two more lows, and possibly towards 57,500. It just tells us we have to keep the door open for lower, as long as we're not breaking above resistance. And the break above resistance has become more likely because we've reached an ideal target for that wave down, right? For the C wave. And in the yellow count, it's an ending diagonal, the C wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the wave 5 is only in 3 waves. No problem, because this can be counted as an ending diagonal, A, B, C. If we then take a look at this structure here, just this bit, and we take a look at this last wave and we call that an ABC structure, then we can calculate what the C wave should ideally reach. And it also reached the 100% extension level here actually. Yeah, it did that. So That's just based on the assumption this could be an ABC structure. However, as per the white count, and we won't know the difference, we should actually see, for example, the third wave in white get more into the region between 57,400 and 59,000. So somewhere between, 57,400 and 58,000 maybe. Just a third wave, and then we should still get a 4 and 5. So if it turns around now, we just have to be aware, okay, it could turn around. We don't know which one it is. However, you can only manage that with trading tactics. So I think accumulation in this area is reasonable. We talked about that before. I mean, that should be straightforward anyway, because we are in the larger orange support zone again. Okay, so as long as we are in these support zones, typically reward and risk are in favorable conditions, in a favorable ratio, you could say. It's just that at the moment, if we zoom into the detail, the rally from yesterday's low is just, for me, a 3-wave move, unless it is a 3-wave move, unless it's forming some kind of a larger diagonal pattern, okay, which can always happen. So for example, but then we don't know that yet, then we just need to work with resistances. So could be a 1, could be a 2, but only in 3 waves, so I would not label that as a 1-2 setup. Then this here could be an A, B, maybe a C, and then we have 3, then another 4 and 5. So if I see this, then this would indicate, okay, a low has probably formed. That would be valid in the yellow count. And then, but we would need to, if we see a break above resistance and it's sustained, you'll see that count in the next video probably. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.